And welcome back to another episode of Sisters in Crime with Shot and Toy. My name is Toy, short for Latoya.
And I'm Shana, short for Shamia.
And welcome back. So we're back with another true crime series this week. This time we're going international again. So we headed to South Korea. Before we get started though, please like, share, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that follow button. We also, if you have any suggestions or any cases that may have sparked your interest and you would like us to cover, everything is Sisters in Crime with ShiandToy. So you can send us an email, that is Gmail. Like, share, comment, subscribe on YouTube. Well, we got an Instagram, but we most over on TikTok. It's lit over on TikTok. So if I hit us up on TikTok, and we are very active over there, y'all. Like, we talk back to the people.
Yes.
So get in touch with us however you may see fit. We're active on YouTube as well, but YouTube ain't really what an action been at. It's been over on TikTok.
Yeah.
So get in touch with us.
All this social media, y'all attention span then went. So
it really has. It's strictly on TikTok.
Right.
I even see other bigger influencers like not. Oh, are we influencers? Are we there yet?
Low key, like.
See other influencers like struggle to get that following on YouTube specifically. So y'all hit us up on YouTube. All our platforms really.
Yeah.
But without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and get into this case. I don't think there's any trigger warnings this week.
Yeah.
I mean, it's true crime, so it is.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's any trigger warning. So without further ado, I will let Sha start us off.
All right. So as my sister stated, today we are in South Korea, y'all. It's 1991. So y'all, just to let y'all know, this case is so weird and strange and so heartbreaking all at the same time. When I was doing research, I thought to myself, I said, how weird is this? And like, it just like doesn't make any sense. There's a lot of conspiracy theories about it. I believe in some of them,
I definitely do.
Yeah. I definitely believe in some of this that transpired, this families, because we're getting ready. This case involves 5 families. They really went through it. And they
my heart broke for them.
Yeah.
It broke for them hearing all this stuff. But as soon as I heard it, I was like, oh my God, we got to do this one because this is crazy.
Yeah, it's wild. And y'all, this is technically, it's a murder case, but they still, unfortunately, have not found the person or people who did this. So, y'all, so let's just get started. So it is March.
Buckle in,
because it's a short case today, y'all.
How they say at the amusement parks, all hands inside the ride, please.
Yep, because it's a roller coaster, y'all. So it's a short case, but it's like, it involves 5 families. So y'all, it's March 26, 1991, and we have 5 boys that are friends within the community. So I'm going to go through and say their names. Please, in advance, I apologize if I butchered the names. I am so sorry. But these 5 young boys, they lived in the community. They were basically all neighbors, very tight. They were almost like brothers, loved playing with each other. They would go to Taekwondo. They went to school with each other. They were just really close. So they're all from the ages of 9 to 13. So we have Yu Cho Won, and he was 13. You have Jo Ho Young is 12. He was 12. Kim Young Gyu, age 11. Park Chan In, age 10. And then we have Kim Jong Sik, and he was age 9.
You did so good.
Yeah, so my apologies if I mispronounced it. I apologize. It's all in. I didn't mean any harm. Okay. So, like I was saying earlier, the boys always played with each other. So this particular day, it was a little chilly. One of the boys came back into the home and let their family know they were actually headed up the mountain. They live near a mountain called Mount Waryong. They're actually going to go up the mountain and search for salamander eggs. Well, so the case what they've named this group of boys is the Frog Boys. However, as time went on, they realized that the boys were not going up the mountain to search for frog eggs. They were actually salamander eggs. But being that the story started off with them searching for frog eggs, the name Frog Boys just kind of stuck. All right. So the boys set out to have a long fun day with each other, catching frogs, salamander eggs. And unfortunately, y'all, the boys left and they were never seen again. So it got to be late. The families are, trying to figure out what happened. Now, I failed to mention this day was a national holiday. It was a public holiday in Korea. So I think they were voting that day. I think it was a voting day, or I don't know what they were voting for. I apologize for that too. But once they, it got to be later in the day, they knew that this would be a time where the boys were supposed to return home, and the parents got worried because they had not returned home. As a matter of fact, one of the instructors from the Taekwondo class had contacted one of the fathers and said, hey, your son did not show up for Taekwondo today. And immediately they knew something was wrong because they knew those boys were in Taekwondo. They never missed a day. They really loved it. So they knew something was wrong. It was a tight-knit community. Everybody immediately started searching. One young girl, she said she thought she saw him earlier that day, and indeed they were headed up to mountain. But they called the police. But what was frustrating for me, when they called the police immediately, maybe they just ran away. And it was, it's like,
they always do that.
Right. And with the way human trafficking and kidnappers and all this, like, for you to just say, oh, they ran away, and not
especially
even taking
with children,
it, like, for kids, because when it comes to missing kids, like, by the minute, like, everything matters, like, even by the minute, because things can happen so fast, especially in nowadays. Human trafficking has always been, but really it's getting really bad. So when it comes to missing kids, it is highly important for you to act aggressively, and not just say, oh, they ran away, when these parents are telling them, that's not possible. Like, all 5 of them ran away together.
Come on now.
So that really upset the family, and rightfully so. This whole case, y'all, it makes me mad for the family. It's really disappointing. Unfortunately, this is just another case where police don't do their job. But anyway, I'm not gonna get on that today.
Right.
Okay, so I'll proceed. So they continue to look for the boys, continue to look. By that time, like I said, this was a community search, but by that time, news had spread. Article. Reporters had started reporting on this case and the missing boys. After that, I guess then they started taking it seriously. So I believe the South Korean president at that time, he dispatched like a police force of 300,000 policemen operating like a special investigation to search for the boys. They searched that whole area. They searched reservoirs, waterways, terminals, all type of stations, like throughout the whole nation. They searched everywhere, but still with no luck. So, like I said, it was a tight-knit community and everybody was concerned. They definitely, they raised a good amount of money. I think, let's see, how much would you say? I can't remember how much they say they raised. How much money they raised.
I can't remember that number either.
Yeah, but they received a lot of donations. It was enough money. I think it was like $35,000. They were able to put together like a $35,000 reward to find, to have any leads or to find what happened to the boys. Now, in this search, they had a lot of unsuccessful attempts to find the boys. Not only that, you had people calling in saying, oh, we have the boys. They really didn't have the boys. Really just all for, kicks and giggles and extortion. And, they would actually follow these leads, arrive to the location they were supposed to pick up the boys. No one would be there. So just wasting time. People thought it was just a game and thought it was funny. Not funny at all. It even got to the point the boys, their fathers, got together and quit their jobs to make this search, finding their boys their like full-time job. So they put their money together, bought a truck. The truck, you can actually go look up the truck. The truck had the boys' pictures on it, the last photos of the boys at their ages, um, on the side of the truck, basically with a sign that say, if you know anything, please call this number. They carried the truck around to different areas, doing press conferences and everything. So just really, I said, but for me, I was thinking like, I can't imagine like having to, and I know as a parent you will do what you have to do, but I just can't imagine having to. The police won't help you like they're supposed to. They just want to quickly like dismiss this as a runaway. You're having to quit your job because they, these were their sons, but they also had other family members like wives and other children to take care of. So then for them to sacrifice, their jobs to try to come together and find their kids, like it was really sad for them to have to do that.
Right.
So like the families, the fathers, they pushed and pushed and pushed, y'all, like trying to find answers. And unfortunately, it just got to the point, like the story just died down. People just weren't talking about it anymore. They weren't getting much help. And then, of course, not many people can continue just to be without a job. So all of the fathers had to return back to work in order to support their families. So that is the first portion of the case. So now my sister is going to take over for the remainder. So like I said, this was in 1991. So this case is just going to jump. We're going to jump 11 years to update.
Well, hold on. So I'm still back a little bit.
Oh, yeah. We discussed that. My bad.
So, no, you good, boo. So, rumors started swirling about the boys' disappearance. So, because the area on Mount Warion where they were looking for the salamander eggs, it was nearby a military base and there was a shooting range just up the mountain. So people are thinking, well, maybe they wandered to the wrong place and accidentally got shot and the military covered it up. Now, also, other people were saying, well, that's probably not likely because the shooting range is very well marked. And the kids had been up this mountain several times before. Like they played together all the time. They used to call them the Five Musketeers. So they think that, some people don't think that the kids would have accidentally wandered into the shooting range because it's very much, it stands out basically.
Mm-hmm.
But they, previously the military had a lot of control in this area. During this time, as my sister stated, this was an election day. So they were changing from a dictatorship to a democracy. So it was a national holiday because they had not held public elections in over 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
So previously it was a dictatorship and the military kind of were running rampant doing whatever they wanted to do. Mind you, also, as my sister stated, these families did not have great relationships with the police. Like it started off pretty rocky. And not only that, when the police did take it seriously, the flyers that they put out even had the children listed as runaways. So they're consistently going back and forth. There's a lot of friction between these five families and the police, and they just feel like the police are not doing enough, which I don't think they did enough either.
Me either.
So after about a year of no sign with the boys, the families ended up getting support from the National Organization of Missing Children. Now, because of that, as my sister stated, also they started making more and more media appearances, right? They noticing it's some of the same people showing up at these media appearances. Hello.
Because what do we have here?
So, somebody approaches them and asks one of the guys that they keep seeing who they work for, and the guy provided them with a business card, y'all. But the business card only had his name and literally had manager. So John Doe manager and a contact number.
Red flag. I don't got mine, but yeah.
Red flag, y'all. If y'all can't see, I'm waving my red flag. So with X, while he was following them, like, why we keep seeing you? He
Mm-hmm.
said, "Oh, we're protecting the fathers." Because remember, as my sister stated, the fathers had quit their jobs and they going all around the country and wherever to try to find their boys.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, eventually, it comes out that he works for an intelligence agency. And the agency ends up sending people inside the homes of these families. Now, one of the dads is like, that agency he didn't feel like they were protecting them, but actually felt like they were looking into them.
Yes.
But of course, they didn't find anything. So eventually, that surveillance kind of dies down and things it kind of goes cold.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in 1992, they were approached by a couple of people wanting to make a book. Somebody made a movie, somebody sung a song. However, neither of these really were that successful during the time
Mm-hmm.
because it just wasn't a period in which um movies and things that elicited a lot of emotions
Yeah.
weren't that popular in South Korea at the time.
Right.
So public interest begins to fade, all the light camera action starts to wear off.
Mm-hmm.
And like my sister stated, the fathers cannot continue to afford searching for their children. There's debt piling up, yada, yada, yada. Now, at some point, these families are contacted by the military, okay, from the base of the mountain.
Yep.
And the military reaches out to them and asks them to meet in person, but they did not want them to get the local police involved. Let me get my red flag again.
What's the problem?
Because if you the military, why the police don't need to be involved?
Mm.
All right. But these families just want to know where their boys are, so they agree to meet with them. And they also requested it be at night. So nighttime, they go to Mount Waryon to meet these military officials. They were led into a large tent and had some soldiers waiting inside the tent. Okay, this is where it get crazy. One of these soldiers tells the parents that they can give them magical powers to where they can find their kids.
They don't play in them people face like that. Listen, it could not be me. I would show out. I know they did not play in them people face like that.
But what's crazy is he kind of starts going around to each of the parents and he kind of places his hands on the side of their head. And I guess he looking for something to happen. So, nothing happened with this one, nothing happened with that one, nothing happened with this one. But when he gets to one of the moms, she immediately starts speaking uncontrollably. Then all of a sudden, she takes off, running out the tent, up the mountain. Everybody is following her, trying to keep up. Okay, this is some crazy shit, y'all. And this is real, okay? So
Lord.
she take off up the mountain, and everybody trying to keep up with her and follow her. And she randomly stops and says, "Our kids are here." Okay, craziest thing I ever heard in my life. So they looking around, searching, and find absolutely nothing that is connected with the boys. So quite naturally, I guess she come out of her trance or she come out of the spell. And all of them pissed off, which rightfully so, because why is you playing with me and my baby been missing for a year at this point?
Leave her at home next time.
Listen, but
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that. I was finna say, but the military be experimenting with stuff.
They do. Not that
That's a
we
whole conversation for another
they
day.
do. Yeah.
Not
They
even
do.
on no conspiracy type stuff. Like this is found to be
Mm-hmm.
proven. They be
Mm-hmm.
experimenting with some stuff. So
Yep.
I don't know. But time goes by. So 4 years later, now we're in 1996. In January of 96, there was a professor of psychology who comes forward basically saying, "Oh, I know what happened to the boys. Little young Sheik's father killed them. He had something to do with it." Because, and it started making people get that man the side eye because there was a period of about 3 hours that he was unable to account for on the day in which these children went missing.
Yes.
So if I was his wife, I'd be like, "Where was you at? Was you with another woman? Like, what was you doing?"
Right.
You know. So of course that diverts the police and investigators' attention to him now. Now the other parents don't believe he's involved in any way. Like, this man has been he quit his job. He's been in the van with these other four fathers. They've been out in the trenches looking for their
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah.
The families don't think he's involved in any way, but the media and the public, the publicity, starts coming back to
Yeah.
the forefront because, you got these fresh allegations of the Frog Boys. Now, when they searched his home, they did find children's shoes, but I mean, that's not too outlandish. He had a child.
Yeah.
Hey, and it caused investigators to bring in an excavator and dig up the bathroom floor. They didn't find nothing, and he was cleared. And the minute he was cleared, this same professor of psychology immediately went running through the crowd, and he ran to the police station and the police kept him there, but he wasn't under arrest. The police had to protect him from the mob that was angry at him for making these allegations, only for them to not find anything at this family's home. That is traumatizing them all over again. And not only that, you wasting valuable time from this
And money.
investigation when people could actually be finding the killer. Well,
Yeah.
I'm not going to say killer because at this point
Missing.
they're missing. So
Yes.
abductor, where people could
Right.
be finding the abductor. Okay.
Yeah.
So that was really the last attempt, for anybody to really find the Frog Boys for a very long time. One of the dads ends up losing his job, starts spiraling. The same one whose house they searched, like, he died 5 years later of cancer. So he died in 2001 of
Yeah.
cancer, which was very unfortunate because just a year later, September 26, 2002, the family got news that they had recovered the remains of 5 bodies that were found on Mount Warion. Now, that's insane for so many reasons, but the one that stuck out to me the most is that mountain was searched over 500 times.
Mm-hmm. The exact spot where they found the bodies was already searched. So
500 times.
how do bodies just
Come on.
show up and keep it? I want to stress this, y'all.
Come on with
These
it.
are remains. They're not. They are bones at this point. It's been
Come on with
11
it.
years. So if they searched this area, the bodies weren't there. 11 years later, here they are, and this is remains. These are bones. So
Hey,
in
we
my
found the Frog
mind,
Boys.
right, in my mind, somebody waited until the hype died down and put
Come
those
on with it.
bodies back there.
Come
Because
on with
there
it.
is no way that they searched that mountain like that with, even with the police not putting forth the effort in the beginning. For them to come back and, implement this large search, people were donating money and stuff.
See.
For it to become a bigger search, and then they can't even find these
Hello.
boys. And then all of
Hello.
a sudden, 11 years.
Listen, and what's crazy? We didn't even talk about this ahead of time. We be here.
Yeah. Yeah. We don't consult, y'all. Before these episodes, we consult on a few things. We don't share notes. We just decide we're gonna do this case. We research. We
And
do
this
this.
is
We do
what
that.
we be here
Yeah.
every
Yeah.
time.
We
That is
don't do that. Yeah.
insane.
Yes.
For the amount to be searched 500 times, and y'all find these remains. And it was found by 2 locals who apparently was hiking and collecting acorns. I think they was making acorn jam or something. I ain't never heard of that.
I don't think I want to try
Acorn
it either.
jam.
Yeah. I don't think
That sounds diabolical.
Yeah.
But their remains were found in a secluded area, and they were mostly buried. But the families were able to recognize some clothing items, and then one of the skulls they found still had the braces attached to it. So they did find all 5 boys' remains. Now, as they're looking, the parents start to notice some real fishy shit going on, right? So
one thing I want to emphasize as well. Now, unfortunately, when they found the boys, the family, the mothers, let me specify, the mothers watch them
yeah,
pull those children's remains out of the grave, and can y'all even think about how that went? Like,
because they probably all these years they probably was holding out hope that they'll be
yeah,
found alive one day,
yeah,
you know.
yeah,
Because
yeah,
it's that unfinality, it's that ambiguousness. You don't know what happened to your loved one, so
yes,
of course you want them to be alive, but unfortunately at this point we know something happened. But they start noticing that some of them have their sleeves tied together.
mm-hmm.
One of them's clothes was inside out,
Mm-hmm.
and another one had his pants and his shoes flipped up over his shoulders. Additionally, there were several unused bullets found in the children's clothes, excuse me. And one of the skulls had holes on both sides, but they couldn't determine if it was from a gunshot wound because they had been out there for so long. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So the police call in a forensic team. Um, but what's crazy, the police dropped the ball again before the forensic team could even get out there.
yeah,
The police literally started excavating bodies when they were not even trained to do that, and started grouping bones together based off like all the skulls go here, all the collarbones go here, all the hip bones go here. I'm not even a forensic investigator, and I know that's not correct.
that's not correct. No,
Because why would you group bones together from 5 different people? How are you going to distinguish each of their individual
you
bodies?
get different head size, different skull sizes, different heights, legs, like
When I tell you this
arms,
part sent me through the roof because the
like
level of incompetence.
like dental teeth, different teeth. Like, we can keep going if you want.
Oh my God.
Like,
So the
yeah.
forensic team pull up and they're like, what the hell? Just like I was like, girl, what? They did what?
Oh, look, what on God's green earth?
Oh, God's green earth? Like, I know y'all lying. So basically, and then they didn't even do it on a sterile tarp or anything. They just putting them all together on the ground.
Yep.
Like, okay,
Just messing up evidence.
girl. So before the forensic investigators can even these police piss me off so bad. Before the forensic investigators can even finish their investigation, they run with the story that the boys got left out, lost their way up the mountain, and succumbed to hypothermia. So they were together, huddled together, trying to get warm and couldn't find their way home.
Okay, so where the holes in the skulls come from, if that's the case. And y'all, it wasn't even that cold. They said it was chilly, but it was no way for them to freeze to it wasn't cold enough for them to like freeze to death or anything like that, y'all.
Not only that, they had been up that mountain so many times before.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
know their way back down. Now,
yeah,
if you own a mountain, like these are not babies. Like the
yeah,
oldest is 13.
yeah,
If you're lost, you know to go down.
yeah.
Like it makes no sense. And what about the unused bullets that was in their pockets?
Yes, yes. Mm-hmm.
Like y'all just like they ran with that story that they was a runaway. Now you running with this
Yeah,
that they succumb to hypothermia,
yeah.
and the investigation is not even completed. Like, come,
And
if you're gonna
and
be anything in life,
be for
be
real.
so for real.
But then, and I mean, even in today's time, you have to be so mindful of the narrative you push. Whether it comes from these criminal cases that we report, or just in general, like the media has to be responsible for the narratives they push, because
Yes,
the media is very influential to people. Like, and that could be a positive
absolutely,
or a negative. It really can. But in this
exactly.
instance, like, I would say in countries like that, that is. Let me. Can I say that?
Trying to sweep stuff under the rug.
Yeah, they do try to. Yeah, in my opinion, they do.
Yeah,
And they try to
that's
manipulate.
exactly what this was.
Yeah, they try to manipulate. I'm just sorry. So, for
Not
them to.
only that though,
Yeah,
how did 5 boys bury themselves after death?
exactly. And how did they do that to that? How did they tie their own clothes together? Like,
After death,
after death. Like, make it make sense. Make it make sense.
like you can't give me jam and tell me it's pudding.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
at this point, y'all playing in these people's face.
yeah.
Y'all is really playing in these people's face. But I do want to say, so because thank God the forensic people still kept on with their investigations, regardless of what these incompetent police officers were saying, and they were able to determine the holes that were found in the skull were not from a bullet wound. So I guess
Mhm.
that's just from what is it called when the body out too long or whatever,
Yeah.
decomposition.
Yeah.
Um, Now while there were no blood found on the children's clothes, the military came out and said, yeah, they are bullets, but we ain't got nothing to do with it.
How that makes that don't make sense. I was about to say
The
how did that
military
make sense?
base is
But
on the
that's
mountain. Like,
yeah. Yeah.
they are bullets, but we ain't had nothing to do with it. Okay. So y'all see where we going with this, right?
Mhm.
The theory or conspiracy,
Yeah. Yeah.
is it really,
Yeah.
is that the military accidentally shot one of these boys because
Mhm.
what they suspect, it was a local
Mhm.
public holiday.
Mhm.
The military was kind of, I ain't gonna say they was off of work or whatever, but they feel like maybe one of the guys may have went to the shooting range just to shoot, blow off some steam or whatever in practice, accidentally shot one of the boys, and because of that had to kill the others with blunt force trauma.
Mm.
So that is the theory and conspiracy that is believed, and that I believe, let me be clear, it's a cover up.
Right.
Let me be clear.
Right. Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly, for educational purposes only. Okay. Because, and the reason they believe that is they had an anthropologist, so they did not die from natural causes. They were able to
Mhm.
determine that, and investigators were, and the marks on the skulls were believed to be determined from blunt force trauma because their skulls and other little bones had indentations on them. The anthropologist was able to determine that those marks were man-made and happened prior to death.
Oh.
So they can't prove it, but they definitely feel these boys died from blunt force trauma, except the one who they think, something happened to him. So,
Mm.
um, the thing now though is that in the event if they were murdered, the statute of limitations is running out. At this point, we are 11 years after the fact, and in South Korea, the statute of limitations at the time was 15.
Mm.
So that is running out in order for them to find who killed these babies. The police did not want to do any more, so they basically stated their theory and closed their case and said this is what it is.
Mhm.
So the parents ended up eventually, having the children cremated in 2004,
Mm.
and they scattered their ashes in a nearby river together because they said, they were inseparable in life. So it's
Mhm.
only right that they be inseparable in death. Now, over the years, the families have filed lawsuits and stuff, but every lawsuit they filed against the police, the judge sided with the police. So this is giving a cover up on the highest levels,
Oh yeah.
y'all. Like,
Going through
yeah,
great lengths.
yes,
Yes.
great lengths to not let this information leak out.
Yes.
Now, they did get some good news, but is it really? I don't know.
Yeah.
In 2007, so this is what, a year after the boys was found.
Mhm.
No, I'm sorry, 5 years after the boys'
Mhm.
bodies were found. In 2007, the statute of limitations for murder went from 15 to 25 years.
Mm.
And then eventually in 2015, it was removed completely. So, if they, I guess the good, I'm not going to say good thing, the positive side of it is
Yes.
that if they have a suspect or, can find who did these to these boys, they can still be prosecuted.
Right.
But since then, there have not been any updates. But the family and everybody else definitely believes the military was involved.
Yeah. I side with the family.
I do too, because like that you know what, that case had more twists and turns than a roller
Mhm.
coaster.
Yeah.
Like, and
Mhm.
y'all really play in these
Mhm.
families' faces
Mhm.
the whole entire time.
Mhm.
Like, I feel like in the beginning, the police did not have any inkling of military involvement, but once those bodies were found, I feel like, one of them intelligence people that kept popping up at the media appearances reached out to them and kind of was like, there's no way we can let this information
Right.
get out, so you need to
Yeah.
run with this story.
And then
That's my theory.
yeah, but and then for them to invite them up the mountain at night,
Yes.
like preying on their emotions, like they would do anything at that point to find their children.
Cause I would have too. I would have
Yeah,
did anything if it was
yeah,
my baby.
yeah. Like I would have did anything,
Now
and
I'm gonna go up there protected, cause in my car I keep a brick and a blicky.
listen, you gotta do what you gotta do.
I'm gonna go up there with some protection, but if it was my baby, listen, I'm like what's her name from that Tyler Perry movie?
Who?
Sheila. I'm going up this mountain. I'm going up this mountain to find my baby.
When Sheila was headed up the mountain to save her marriage. Mm-mm. Sheila said she would head up the mountain to save her.
And did.
You're right.
You still ain't save it though, post thing.
Yeah, but she lucked up in the end. She lucked up.
But what was funny was turn the light off. You're glowing.
Listen, Mike was diabolical. Mike was like horrible.
She put on that lingerie. Mike said, "What you doing? Look like you in a damn tent."
Mike was awful. Listen, Mike, Charles, like they have not been able to get good roles after these movies because they have played such good assholes. Like
Mike, Charles, and that man from Lovely Bones. If I see any three of y'all, it's on site.
Yes.
It's on site.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. 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 Him too.
On my soul.
Oh yeah. Him too.
On my soul. It's on site. Cause how dare you?
Yeah. Yeah. I was watching Lovely Bones a couple months ago, and I was just like, oh, that just enraged me all over again.
Girl, yeah. I got way off track, but
Frog
Boys,
like we were saying,
yeah,
for them to invite them people up that mountain late at night, and they'll do anything, so you just stringing them along. Like, I mean, y'all could have thought of something more creative than that. I mean, y'all shouldn't have been making up something, but like, did y'all really have to play in them people's face like that?
The whole thing,
yes,
really upset me from start to finish. I don't like the way this case was handled at all, and I couldn't even give them grace saying that, oh well, it was 2001, because even in 2001 there were so many technological innovations in South Korea and like China and places like that. They is more advanced than the United States. Like, I don't even feel like we was dropping cases like this over here.
No,
because at this point we do, that if we had DNA testing, I'm pretty sure they probably already had it 10 years before us. They way more advanced than we are over there. Y'all.
Right.
So it really, I was disgusted, but I was shocked. My mouth was dropped the whole time.
Right.
And listening to the podcast and doing the research and stuff for this case.
Yeah.
Disgusted.
Yeah.
Disgusted.
Yeah.
But
and if you think about it, like, still to this day, y'all, it's 2024, and their parents are getting older, and
if they still alive. I know one died from cancer. I don't know about the other. How many was it? The other 9.
Yeah. So, one
was already spiraling. You know what I mean? That's if I don't know if they have any, relatives still living or not.
Right.
That was 23 years ago.
Yeah. But y'all, it's just so sad. And once again, unfortunately, you have those cases where police, like, they got on it, and then you have cases like this where they just didn't do enough.
Last week, who did we cover last week? They was on it.
I don't know.
Who we covered last week, boo?
I don't know.
I can tell you 1 second. We covered Danya DaCosta.
Yeah, they were on it.
They was on it.
Yeah, they were on it. Yeah. Yeah.
Y'all dropped the ball with this one, though. Like, I ain't never seen such a gross negligence.
Yeah, because that's exactly what it is. That's the perfect word for it.
Gross negligence on behalf of authorities.
Yes. Yep. to cover it up. You know, it's just a big cover up, and I hate cover ups.
But as we see, I guess the thing is that I guess it doesn't matter. I guess military, because Lavina Johnson, I guess
Yes.
military cover ups is a
Yes.
thing, regardless of where you, like, what nation, what country, wherever you at.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
people
Yep.
still fight for justice to this day, y'all, and we
Yeah.
definitely pray for the families.
Yep.
If there's a petition, anything I can sign, let me know.
Let me know. I'll sign it. I'll pass it
Because
to you.
I want them to know, like, they deserve to know what happened to their children.
Yeah. Absolutely. Their entire family. Siblings, parents, siblings, aunts, uncles, everybody. Everybody deserves to know. And yes, the family needs closure. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter how long ago it's been. They should know what happened so they can,
Exactly.
you know,
And whoever did it should be brought
be
to
held
justice.
accountable.
Like, I don't care if y'all in the military or not. Like, you are
Mhm.
not above the law.
Yeah.
Apparently they are. The
Yeah.
military is saying, you know, if you're in the military, it don't matter, you can murder.
Yeah.
But that's disgusting.
Yeah.
Final thoughts, boo?
No, I don't, y'all. This was a shorter case. Yeah, we tried to keep it small, but of course we just add in our little, inserts here and there. But
Because
yeah,
that's what makes it Sisters in Crime with SistasinCrimewithShiandToy. We got to do our little commentary.
yes.
We can't just keep it dry. You know what I
And
mean?
no,
Don't nobody want to watch that. I can't
yeah,
stand here to listen to a dry podcast.
no, mm-mm. We need the drama.
Absolutely.
Yes, we need the drama. It's got to be nice and moisturized and juicy. We love that.
Yes. Yes.
But y'all, thank y'all so much for tuning in today. Please catch us back. So, a little bit of housekeeping. So,
yes.
We have actually switched our upload day to Monday. So now we will be uploading on Mondays. So it's Mondays at 1 instead of Thursdays at 1. So make sure y'all plug that in your phones so that you
Or
can,
if you subscribe, it will automatically
let
alert
you know.
you.
If you click that notification bell, it will let you know already.
Mm-hmm.
But yes,
you ain't gotta wait.
Right. So we will also be uploading the after show episodes on Monday as well when we have them. So that's one thing. Of course, me and my sister finally were able to meet and discuss future plans for our channel. So
we had an amazing time too. Let's just throw that out there. We had a great time. I had a ball.
It was good. I needed that. It was nice.
Me too.
So we are going to get out of here, y'all. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. TikTok, Instagram, and on YouTube. Sisters in Crime with SistasinCrimewithShiandToy on all platforms. Our email is always, always, always in the description box for y'all to email us cases. Whether it's cases, we also do true crime cases. Also, we do, You said
missing
what?
persons.
Missing person, as you see here, missing persons. Listen, one case I was thinking about, I'm run by my sister when we get done, that I think we need to do. It's not, it's a lot, but anyway, we'll talk about it.
It's one I got in mind too, but we'll talk.
Right. But make sure y'all email us or even hit us up on, some people send us stuff on TikTok, with things that they want us to discuss. Not only just true crime, but also like things in the media. Like, unfortunately, we give Diddy updates. Anything going on. Yeah. So, y'all, we are going to get out of here. Y'all stay blessed. Take care of yourselves. We love y'all so much. Thank you so much for your love and support. And we will see y'all back next week, Monday at 1 p.m.
Bye.
Bye.